You know, since we're doing a review about the president and the first lady, we could do it here, but I think this is a bit better.
From the old movies of 30 years ago and beyond,
to the world of the new films of the last 30 years.
To the movies that are now playing, this is Old, New, and Now Playing. And now, here's your host, Will Robinson Smith.
Hello and welcome to this Washington, D.C. special edition of Old, New, and Now Playing, your time machine through the world of movies. I am, of course, your host, Will Robinson Smith, and thank you so much for joining me for this very special episode. Well, let's not waste any time, let's get right into it, so brush off your Barack Obama impressions, get that 80s mixtape ready, this is your feature presentation. So long before the national politics, and certainly before the first couple thought about making this their home for a few years, they were just Barack Obama and Michelle Robinson, two hardworking folks whose worlds just happened to collide on the south side of Chicago. The film picks up early in the professional careers of the future first couple. Michelle Robinson was an associate at the law firm Sidley & Austin, and then Harvard law student Barack Obama was there in 1989 as a summer associate. Robinson is getting ready for what she considers a coworker meetup. Obama, on the other hand, sees this as their first date. The plan as Michelle sees it is to go to a community meeting, but Obama has something a bit more romantic in mind. Now, considering we know how things obviously turned out, the end of this movie isn't really that much of a mystery, but the point of the film isn't to create some new type of cinema, but rather just to tell a good and grounded love story. Parker Sawyer steps into Obama's shoes in his first leading role in a feature film and does a standout job. It's a tough line he has to walk here, not only to try to embody a sitting president, but also to not allow it to become a caricature, and I think he does a good job at that as well. Even when he's giving a speech during the community event in the film, he doesn't fall into the trap of trying to imitate more of the modern Obama-isms like, let me be clear. There's a confident charm to him that could come across as cocky arrogance were it not for Sawyer's handling of the role, coupled with a well-written script. The other half of the film was carried by Tika Sumpter as Michelle Robinson. For a variety of reasons, this film wouldn't have happened without Sumpter. Beyond sharing the spotlight, Sumpter also earned her first producer credit with this movie and helped procure financing for the film. During a Q&A about the film here in DC, Sumpter said she was captivated by the idea of the project and readily joined writer and director Richard Taney to make it happen. In fact, Taney mentioned at that Q&A that when he was writing the project, he actually did so with Sumpter in mind for the role of Michelle Robinson. And if either Sawyers or Sumpter had fallen flat, the movie really wouldn't have worked at all. But they had really nice chemistry on screen, and it felt like they took their time to get to each emotional moment. Sumpter also mentioned that she worked with vocal coach Eliza Carlson to help create the vocal character of Michelle Robinson.
Barack, you seem like a really sweet guy. But how many times do I have to tell you we're not going out together?
Carlson also happened to coach Golden Globe nominee David Oyelowo when he played Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma. Of course, a lot of credit for those performances has to go to writer and director Richard Taney. He mentioned in that Q&A that he got inspiration for the film by watching the first couple and when he saw that look of love between them. And beyond the performances, one thing that struck me about this was that the south side of Chicago had moments where it almost felt like a supporting character in the film. I had the pleasure of speaking with Taney after the screening about that, and he said that the key was really to just let the people in the city of Chicago just exist within the film and to not really try to glamorize them. Also, prior to their 17-day shoot beginning, Taney found this memorial wall during one of his location scouts. It's an interestingly done scene, so I won't give away any spoilers, but watch out for that. Another thing that really stood out to me was the film's use of lighting and silhouettes. It aids the characters in feeling even more like the people they're based on, and also helps to build the tension in certain moments. Overall though, I thought this was a really well-crafted love story. You obviously know the ending going into it, but there are enough moments throughout that make you question, are they actually going to get to the point where they're trending toward being a couple by the end of the movie? It does actually keep you on your toes in that respect. I give Southside With You a 9 out of 10. Sumpter and Sawyers are definitely two names to watch out for in future films. Also, the soundtrack and the score I thought were really quite good, and if you're an art fan, there's a scene in the museum that I think you'll really enjoy. And so those are my thoughts on Southside With You. When you've had a chance to see the film, let me know what you thought of it and what's one of your favorite films that's based on a real president. Leave your thoughts, of course, in the comments section below. And that will do it for this very special edition of Old, New, and Now Playing. If you like this review, go ahead and give it the old thumbs up. And if you want to stay in touch with everything going on in this channel, just go ahead and click that old subscribe button on down below. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you want more about Southside With You, just go ahead and click down here for my interview with Parker Sawyers and Richard Tenney. Click down here for my review of Suicide Squad, and over there, that's a mystery video. Spoiler alert though, it's probably a movie review. That's kind of what I do. So, take your pick. I'll be here. Just chilling at the White House.